Okay, good evening everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I remain your one and only friend, coach, and mentor, Laurie Jr. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please, if you can hear me, can you indicate? Okay, Joshua, welcome. Good evening to you too. Please, can you hear me out? Invite others. Can you tell them to join us immediately? Hope you can hear me. Can we go and invite others? Let them join us immediately, please. We will try our best to make sure that tonight's class will finish it on time. Okay, if you're online, I'm seeing three persons. If you're online, please can you indicate? If you're online with me, please can you indicate? Drop in an emoji. We can actually greet ourselves. Can we greet ourselves? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Meanwhile, if you're in this class, if you're in this live section with me, and you're not following me on my YouTube channel, you are wrong. If you're not subscribing to my YouTube channel, you are wrong. And make sure to click the like button, and always comment when the lecture is going on. Meanwhile, let's make sure we have our book and our pen, our writing material. Okay, Princess Amarachi, I can see you. Welcome. Make sure you have your book and your pen with you. Please make sure you have your book and your pen with you. Yesterday, value were much. And today is another wonderful section with Nestor Carlo. Okay, he's going to be joining us very soon. He's going to be joining us very soon. So if you can hear me, please can you drop a comment as we wait for him. Drop a comment, and as you're dropping a comment, I want you to drop one or two things you learned from yesterday's live section. I want you, if you can hear me, please, and I want everybody to be active. I don't want us to be dormant. Okay, if you can hear me, I want this live chat to be active. I should be seeing different comments. I should be seeing different comments. So if you know you learned something from yesterday's live section, please can you drop it? Let's see it. Let's see it as we wait for our guest to join us. No dull moment, please. No dull moments. If you know you learned something from Nestor Carlo yesterday, he said a lot. He said a lot. He opened our eyes to different things. So if you know you learned something, please can you drop a comment? I'm waiting for you guys. Joshua, I'm waiting for you. Princess, I'm waiting for you. And the remaining two that don't want to drop a comment, if you're online, please can we greet each other? Can you drop your comments so I can see you? I'm waiting. I'm still waiting for Joshua, Princess. What is happening? And the remaining strange person that don't want to drop a comment, please, if you can hear me, can you drop a comment? I'm seeing three persons here, and the remaining one person don't want to say anything. If you know you learned something for what you taught us yesterday from the live section we had with Nestor Carlo, please can you drop it? Drop it in the live chat. I want to see it. And then he gave us an assignment. Okay, Favor Diogo, you see. Okay, welcome. Lesson. Okay, he gave us an assignment, and the assignment, how did it go? Please, I want to see comments. I want to see our live chats. I don't want this section to be boring. I'm waiting for us. Okay, Favor Diogo is saying money is a currency because it flows like a current. Favor, I've been seeing you post this thing almost all your social media handles since yesterday. I think that one got you so much. It got to you so much. That's wonderful. Yeah, money is a currency. It's a currency. It's called a currency because it flows like a current. Yeah. I have submitted my own assignments. Okay, that's nice. That's beautiful. Please, can we go to the group? Can you help me go to the group and tell others to join? And tell others to join. He's going to be sharing his screen today by the special grace of God, and he's going to teach a lot. He's going to teach a lot. Okay, it got you. I'm seeing it. I can see it in all your social media platforms, but it really got you. That's nice. Please, can you help me go to the group and inform others to join in? Let's discuss. I'm seeing 2 persons here only out of 19 persons. That's wrong. That's seriously wrong. I'm still seeing 2 persons. Money will never be your problem as a designer. All you need is people. Okay, this is from Joshua. Joshua is saying money will never be your problem as a designer. All you need is people. That's beautiful. The more people you get, the more money flows in. So all you need to do is what we call connect with people. Connection. He spoke on that yesterday. We need to frequently connect with people. The more we connect with people, the more we are likely to get money. Money will not be an issue. Money will not be an issue, and that is the true fact. Abundance, I'm saying you welcome. Welcome. I gave an assignment currently. We are trying to review what we learned yesterday, okay, as we wait for the guests. And I'm going to be saying few things too. Yesterday we learned a lot. Our guest spoke a lot. He said so many stuffs. So I want us to drop all the things we learned from him. He said a lot. So even though we are 100, it's still not enough. He said so much. Okay. Joshua is saying once you get them hooked with your designs, then the currency which flows from one pocket to another will surely locate you. That's beautiful, Joshua. That's beautiful. It simply means you paid attention. That's right. So the main important thing here is connection. It's what you're saying, Joshua, from the first and second comment you dropped. It simply means we need to connect with persons. It's very important. Some of you were born in Afipo. Let me use Afipo as a case study. You were born in Afipo, your nursery school in Afipo, your primary school in Afipo, your secondary school in Afipo, your what is it called? Your university in Afipo, Owana. So you are not moving. You're not moving. You're just one place. It's wrong, and that's why you find it difficult that your mind is subjected to just the place you are, and you don't get any productivity. It's very wrong. So it's very important that you socialize, you connect with people, you connect with people out there. Travel is very important. Travel, be traveling. Brothers and sisters, I've been wanting to say this for a long time, most especially in this community I found myself. People find it difficult to travel. I know somebody that stays here. The person is The person they will born the person they give birth to the person here in Afibo. Person went to nursery school in Afibo, primary school in Afibo, secondary school in Afibo, and went to Wana for a higher degree. And then she got she got married in Afibo, and she's staying in Afibo, giving birth to children here in Afibo. Like, God forbid bad thing, in the same environment. Your life is just stagnant to one place. So how will you connect with people? So in this niche you are into or you'll be going into, it's very important that you connect with people. And one way to connect with people is traveling. Okay, some of you might not be able to connect with persons online. Like some girls here will not frequently love to connect with people online because you don't know the person. But the moment you find out that you go for seminars, business summit, conferences. The moment you attend those things, your life is expanding day by day, day by day. You are connecting with people, and the more you connect with people, the more your money is coming in. That is how it's done. You don't remain in a place. So I love that comment. So let me not say much. I believe we heard a lot yesterday. So I will not give a spot for those that missed yesterday. Okay, Abundance said, if you rate yourself as upcoming, you will never stop. You will never stop coming up on, yeah, before your clients. That's true. Your client will downgrade you like so much. I told you guys something while we started, and some of you did not take it serious. Thank God for our coach that came in yesterday. He said something. The moment you show the world that you're an upcoming designer, that is how they will take you for the rest of your life. And guess what? Some people are suffering till now. That's why when we started this graphic design, I told you guys, don't post your designs. Because the moment you post it, people are saying, this guy design is not fine. They are saying that you are not good. Surprise them, become perfect, and post. The moment you become perfect, you have trained yourself, your coach have helped you, and your coach is not telling you, okay, start posting. The moment you are posting, you are not posting to tell them, yeah, you are still learning. You are posting to tell them that you're a guru as a graphic designer. You're not an upcoming graphic designer. So please, I repeat it, I want to bring it back to our notice. Don't let the world know you're an upcoming graphic designer. Let them know you're a graphic designer, but it takes process. So learn the process first. Take your time. Don't let the world know yet that you're in a process. Okay, to after you are done with the process, then you can now let the world know. Let them see your results. Okay, abundance branding is a result. That's true. That's true. The way you brand yourself, the way you compose yourself, the way you keep yourself, the way you everything that has to do with your branding becomes a result. That's where the word comes in. Branding is a result. Okay. Yeah, Favor Diogo said, if you don't take your skill as a business, you can't monetize it. That's true. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. If you don't take your skill as a business, you can't monetize it. Yeah, exactly. The moment you start seeing your skill that is a business, the moment you start monetizing it, the moment money start flowing in, you see money coming in and you're enjoying it. But first of all, your mindset is what you need to get. What is the mindset you have for that skill? Is it a business or is it just a skill? That's why some people are still struggling. Some people are, because if it's a business, you will treat it like one. You put your all in it. You want your business to grow. But if you take it as a skill, it's just a once in a while money coming in. That's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. That's the difference between a businessman and a skilled man. Okay, a skilled man earns money once in a while. A businessman is expected to earn money daily. So if you want to start earning money, see your skill as a business. Thank you, Diogo. Thank you so much. Okay, Princess is saying, okay, I'm taking this one. Okay, Princess is saying branding is the most important part of marketing strategies. It helps to create reputation. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, our guest is here. Let me add him. Okay. So, guys, we'll continue the group. Okay, our guest is here. Because of time, I'll allow him to take over immediately. Meanwhile, make sure you're with your book and your pen. Write down stuffs. Write down stuffs. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. It's nice to have you around again.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, so we can hear you very well.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you very well, loud and clear, sir.
All right. So, good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry I came in very late. I had to eat. I actually forgot I'm eating today. So, when
It's
I
very
when I remembered that I was going to talk, I said, no, no, I have to eat something, so that I can be able to talk well without fainting. All right. So, let me see if I can share my screen today. Right. So, I hope you guys enjoyed yesterday's session. If you did, can you just comment in the chat session? Just give me one or two take homes from yesterday's session so that I know that we are online and then also in yesterday's class. If you're not in yesterday's class, just write I was not in yesterday's class. Lawrence, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Let me check. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. Let me add it.
Okay, beautiful. Um, I'm looking for a way to get. Okay, can you see what is on my screen now, Lawrence?
Yeah, I can see it. I believe we can all see it. So.
Okay, I really don't know how I can be here and still check out your comments and everything. That's going to be a challenge to me. Um, because I want to leave the interface and come back to StreamYard. Oh, how do I
Okay.
want to see?
So you can actually join with, I don't know if you're okay, since you're making use of your system, can you use your phone to just log in case to my YouTube channel?
Okay, okay. I think that works. What is it usually a private or is this channel actually private?
No, it's public. You can just watch it. It's public for now.
Okay.
It's only for those that okay, yeah, it's public. You can just see it.
Okay, just give me a moment. Let me get to.
I can hear you, sir.
It says, give me a moment. What's the name?
Lauren Jr.
Okay. Okay. Someone is saying he can't see the screen. Abundance.
Abundance. How? You should. Let me try again.
Yes, I can't even see the screen from here.
Really? Seriously? Wait, let me try. Okay, can you guys see it now? Oh,
Yeah,
seriously. Can you guys see it?
I can see it now.
Okay, okay.
Right. trying to figure out why my slide is not showing.
Maybe you have to just minimize the StreamYard, I guess. I'm not even sure. You have to just minimize your browser.
Then if I just minimize it and put in, wait, let me try something else. Hang on a little. Let me stop sharing and then try something else.
Okay, Joshua, we are coming. Just give us a few minutes, okay? We're trying to
Yeah, just
set it
hang on a
right.
little. So I just put in my slide. Let try and see if it can show.
I'm not seeing you here.
My God.
Okay, I can see it now. I can see it now.
Perfect. It's showing on my screen.
Okay.
But let's see if others can see it. Okay. Yeah. We're good.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Lawrence. Good evening. I can remember some names from yesterday. We have Favor. We have Joshua. Yeah, I remember Joshua from yesterday. I remember Abundance. I even saw your post on Facebook. Abundance. Keep it up. Then and the rest of us. I'm still looking for JJ. JJ is not here yet. You see, I remember your names because I was checking through your comments. Right. So keep the comments coming. It's really going to help me know who and who is online and following. All right, so good evening, everyone. So yesterday we talked about how to build your brand as a designer. You know how to build your own brand and how to get to the top using some key principles. All right, so we looked at the principle of clarity, of content, of community. Yeah, we had creativity, and then we had connection. So it was an amazing time. Today we are going to you see that how my voice is very calm. Yeah, we are going to be very calm in our approach today, and we are going to see how we can build brands for our clients. All right, how we can build brands for our clients. You know that moment when a client comes to you, it always gives you an edge when you understand branding and how to apply branding. You know how to build a brand for your clients. Sorry, I love Coke so much, so I got Coke so that it can hydrate me as I'm talking. So at the point where my coke finishes, finishes, my God, just so that I'm done with this class. All right, so um, it always gives you an edge when you have an idea on branding, such that when your client comes to you, for example, there are people who would come to you and they want to start a business. Right, the people who come to you and they want to start a business here and they'll just come to me to and tell you, please, I want to start my business. Can you help me create logo and flyer? All right. So it's not going to be nice if the only thing you do is to pick the work and just go and start creating. Right. There are things you need to do. There are things you need to do for that gives you an edge. I don't know why are you giving me cup favor. You are pouring it inside your own red party cup, Abi. So there are things you need to do to that gives you an edge, and it's going to help you in your journey as a designer, such that you're a designer who doesn't just wake up in the morning and begin to design, but you are a designer who wakes up, gets a job, and have a good understanding of the job, and then have a good understanding of how to brand clients properly. All right. So most of what you know about branding is identity. We'll talk a little on about identity. I think this class will last for an hour. I'm very sure. So I just started my class 9:28. By 10:28, we should be done already. Okay. So it's going to be very short and practical. So try as much as possible to gather as much information as you would want to get, because this is what you'll be doing with your clients when they come to meet you for design gigs or for logo design, especially when they come to meet you for logo designs and all of that. You need this particular lesson. All right. Now let's move. The first thing I would want to do is to give you a little intro of my story. All right. I love telling people my story. I love telling people my story so that they understand that I did not just come out of the blues. I did not just become who I am just like that. Okay. I had my own processes, and I'm still like I had my processes, and my present is also a process for my future, if you get what I'm trying to say. So my past was a process that took me to where I am now, but then I have it at the back of my mind that even my present life, my present successes are processes, my present challenges are processes that is going to take me to my future. Right. So you need to have that at the back of your mind. There's never been a time where you say you have arrived. Okay. Your future is someone's present. Your future is someone's past. So as much as possible, you need to keep growing, you need to keep evolving. All right, you need to keep getting better. You need to keep knowing things. That's why we talked about clarity, content, and all that. You need to keep knowing things and keep growing. All right. So this was me in July 2021. I hope you can see my screen clearly. This was me in July 2021. I just left the university. Um, I was very broke. As I already started designing as at then, I was very broke, and at this point, I've tried a lot of businesses. So I'm talking to you now as a business person. All right, I've tried a lot of businesses, and none of them worked. None. It was really frustrating for me because, almost, I did a lot of things. They'll tell you do affiliate marketing, I would do. They tell you do digital marketing, I would do. So I was moving from one place to another. Right, see my hair very bushy. This trouser, the trouser I'm wearing now, I wore this trouser. If you look at the color, this trouser is supposed to be navy blue, but it's a mixture of gray and navy blue. I wore this I wore this trouser for how many years? I started wearing it 2016. Yeah, I got it before I entered school. So I started wearing it 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. At some point, they started calling me the navy blue trouser guy because of this trouser. All right, so that was how difficult it was for me then. This picture was when I had the opportunity to get a good background. Somebody was sick. This is the hospital. This general hospital here in the Boy State, like the federal hospital. So somebody was sick, and this is after Sunday. So went to visit, visit the person, and then I saw a good background. I was like, let me snap picture for my social media content and all of that. So this was my best picture then, as at 2021 when I just left school, and look at it. But then 3 years later, you could see you could see the changes now. All right. So 3 years later, I am no longer where I used to be. Now I am happier. Now I make good money online. At this point, I've built good business structure, and I've helped thousands of persons do the same. All right. See my haircut now, fine boy. See my fine face. My God. Hey, Jesus. All right. So I've worked for both international and local clients also. Okay. So you notice that I had my own process. Okay. So this is a wake up call to any of you here. Just keep growing, keep moving. All right. Keep moving. There are a lot of things that are in store for you as long as you are making consistent effort to become better. All right. Keep growing, keep learning, keep paying for classes, keep connecting with people. You will get a lot of exposure with time. All right. It's really important. Now, let's go over to. So I really hope I've been able to encourage anybody here. I hope I've been able to encourage you. There is much to do. When you see people doing so good, when you see your age mates or your peers, thank you very much, Joshua. When you see your peers doing so good, it is a sign that there are a lot of possibilities that is around you. Okay, that is a sign. So you don't get envious, you don't get sad, you don't feel like I don't need to pressure myself and all of that. No, have it at the back of your mind that there are a lot of possibilities. If your friend can do it, if your friend can do it, then you can. All right. So for me now, this is just a process. I'm still going. I'm still growing. I've not gotten to where I want to be yet. So even if I get to that point, there'll still be somewhere else I would want to be. So have something in the back of your mind. Have a target. Have a goal. Have things you would want to achieve in your life, and then with time you see yourself achieving it. So let's just quickly move. um, we talked about what a brand is yesterday, right? So will not dwell. That's why I told you that today's class is going to be very short because the few things that I have said yesterday would resonate with what we're going to do today. Now we're talking about building brands for clients. Yesterday was about yourself. Now this is for clients. Like I said, if a client comes to meet you and tell you, please, I want you to brand me. I want to get a logo design. Most times they don't know what to say. So what they will say is that I want to get a logo design. I want to start a new business and I need a logo design and all of that. So most times they don't even know what to say, and that is where you come in as a designer who understands branding. So a designer who understands branding has more edge than a regular designer. Okay, so let's move on. So what is a brand? A brand is a result, just like we have said, right? That a brand is a result. It's people's gut feeling about a product, a service, or a skill. So we're looking at somebody's business. Let us have an example. Let us have an instance. Someone should just type any business idea on the chat session, so we can use it as our example. Moving on, you understand? So we can use it as a case study as we are moving on, please. So I'm waiting. It seems like this Zoom, I say Zoom, this StreamYard is some seconds faster than YouTube itself. So it's taking time for people to. Okay, a beauty spa. All right. So let's work with that. I've seen one first come first serve. So let's work with the beauty spa. All right. So let's assume you have Mrs. Catherine. Okay. So Mrs. Catherine wants to open a beauty spa, and the name of her beauty spa is Catherine's Beauty Spa, for example. All right. So we have Catherine's Beauty Spa. Catherine spelled as C-A-T. Sorry. Cathering. All right. So Catherine's Beauty Spa. Now that is the name of our case study. So let us move. Now, what we said a brand is a result. What we are saying is that a brand is what people feel about Catherine's Beauty Spa. So when people come in contact with Catherine's Beauty Spa, when people see the designs about Catherine's Beauty Spa, when people listen to ad contents and copyrights about Catherine's Beauty Spa, whatever they feel about Catherine's Beauty Spa is a brand. Okay, so most times people don't need to experience the brand first before they have a perception of that brand, and that is where you come in as a designer. Okay, to give people the right perception of a brand even before they experience it, to make people want to experience a brand. All right, so we're using beauty spa for example. So Your job as a designer is to make people have a good perception of Catherine's beauty spa even before they experience it, such that they want, like, they don't rest until they've experienced Catherine's beauty spa. They don't rest until they've gone to Catherine's beauty spa to get any beauty blah blah, maybe a massage or a skincare or a pedicure and manicure therapy. All right. So I says with Trading Nigeria Limited, within this one they talk. Okay, within trading, they shall leave me alone. So we understand where we are. So what that's what we are saying. Your role as a designer is to make people yearn to want to experience that brand. So not just to wake up and start doing design. No, you need to have good understanding of the. When we talk about clarity, you need to have good understanding of the business, and that is going to drive the approach you are going to use to create your designs. All right. So thank God this is a design class. So I believe someone has taught you guys on identity design, or maybe he or she will know how to create logos and all of that, how to create color templates and all of that. So you should have a good understanding of that. So this is what is going to lead us to brand strategy, right? This is what to lead us to brand strategy. Now you need to have this at the back of your mind. To brand your clients, you need two things: you need strategy and you need creativity. Okay, so write it down somewhere. You need strategy and you need creativity. To brand your clients, you need strategy and you need creativity. I'm trying to look for something on my phone. So to brand Catherine's Beauty Spa, I'm trying to take this class very, very slowly so that it can sink in very well, because the slides are not so much. We've gotten to half of the slides already. So to brand Catherine's Beauty Spa, what you need is strategy and creativity. The point where strategy meets creativity, that brand is called a charismatic brand. All right. So that point where a brand is in between strategy and creativity is called a charismatic brand. So, and a charismatic brand, let me tell you guys what a charismatic brand is. I'll tell you this for free. A charismatic brand is a brand that people feel like there is no other option for. So, our job this evening is to see how we can work with Catherine's Beauty Spa to create a charismatic brand such that people feel like there's no other option for a beauty spa aside Catherine's Beauty Spa. So it is really important. Okay, so we just quickly move strategy and creativity. So when we talk about strategy, we're talking about internal branding. Okay, branding is divided into two. We have we have the internal branding and we have the external branding. Internal branding is strategy, right? Internal branding is strategy. That is where you do all the internal works, all the questioning that you need to question to have a good understanding of the business. You need to have a good understanding of the business, what the business is all about, what is their blah 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 and all of that. So that is where you do internal branding. So in this session we'll just be touching very key and fundamental aspect of strategy. Okay. So see here, you liken a business to a building. So let's say a skyscraper. When you liken a business to a building like a skyscraper, internal branding is the foundation of that business. This is the reason why you would leave strategy and focus on creativity. And then you do a lot of creative things. You see beautiful buildings, very fine buildings, yet they fall. They don't stand the test of time. Why? Because they did not build strong foundation that can carry the building. They were interested in the aesthetics of the building and not the foundation. So it is important that you build strategy, because that is the foundation upon which the business stands. So when Catherine comes to you and tells you, I want you to do me logo, that's their language. I want you to do me logo and fly. I want to start a new business. You can calm down and discuss with Catherine. Can we create a strategy for you? Can I have an understanding of your strategy? Can I have an understanding of your internal branding? Because if you want your business, my goal is not just to come and design these things for you, but my goal is to design something that resonates with your business, that resonates with your strategy, such that it now stands the test of time. So that will now lead you to the next conversation on that strategy. What are the things you need to look out for? What are the questions you need to ask your client? All right. Um. All right. So now let's look at it. Internal branding entails number one, purpose. Number two, vision. Number three, mission. Number four, problem. And number five, values. Okay. So when you want to create an internal brand for your clients to have an understanding, and this is going to help them also, because you're putting yourself in the position where you are not just a regular designer. No, you are a designer who knows his or her onions. You're a designer who has good knowledge of the business, and you're a designer who is going to design based off the information you have about the business. All right. So you have internal branding, and this is where you begin to ask your questions. Number one, purpose. All right. Now, for purpose, just like we were saying yesterday, you need to know your why and all of that. It's really important for businesses. They need to know, or they need to tell you why they are in business. Just like the saying goes, that when the purpose of a thing is not known, what happens? That abuse is inevitable. So when your clients decide to just wake up in the morning without any defined reason as to why they decided to do a business, there's every chance that they will abuse it. Okay, there's every chance that they will abuse that business. So you need to ask your client, what is the purpose behind your business? Why do you decide to start this business? All right, why? It is really important. Okay, why exactly does she want to do beauty spa? Why? Are there not other things that she would love to do? Okay, but why beauty spa? The what is the fun about it? What is it about beauty spa? Why is she there? All right, so a business with a purpose is an intentional brand. Yeah, a business that has a purpose is an intentional brand. That is how you know a business that is intentional. That is how you know a client that is ready to pay you money for your design job. So a business with a purpose is an intentional brand. Okay, so ask your client why. Why beauty spa, ma? Okay, what is it about beauty spa that you like? Why did you decide to choose this particular kind of niche? It is really important. The next thing you look out for is vision. All right, is vision. You know, we have a lot of Nigerians who start business with lack of proper vision. Lack of proper vision. This all these things I'm stating to you are the reasons why businesses fail. And you don't want to be a designer who would design a design for a business that has potentials to fail just from the beginning. That is why you are learning these things. So, what is the vision of the business that you are designing for? What is the vision? You see, the success of some of these top businesses that is a brand with a purpose, not a box. So, the success of these are big businesses is because they have a vision. For example, when you take Apple, that is the guys that do iPhones, you see that the success of Apple as a brand was first conceived in the mind of Steve Jobs, right? What Apple would be in the next 10 years was first conceived in the mind of Steve Jobs, and that was what he now translated into reality. So, if your business will survive the next 10 years in reality, it has to survive the next 10 years in your mind. So, for your clients, ask them what is the vision for their business. All these things is here. People think this thing is joke. All this is going to define even the kind of logo you are going to design, such that you know that this logo I'm designing, is it going to be relevant even in the next 10 years, seeing that the vision of the business is to grow big beyond in the next 10 years. Sometimes the vision is the reason why you do a design. Lack of vision is the reason why you do a design, And okay, let me give you an example. So I had a client sometime and I didn't know about all this. So when he told me he wanted the design, I just quickly took the design job. I went to create the logo for him, put everything for him and all of that. When I was done creating and everything and I sent it to him, he now sent me a message and said, the thing is that he wants to expand later. So he doesn't know if this logo would work for his expansion, that he wants to go into this and this and this. And I'm like, oh my God, why didn't you tell me this when I was starting this job? So that I'll make sure that I do a logo that is responsive enough to meet your next 10 years. So, but at the end of the day, it was not his fault because I didn't know about all these things. If I had known, I should be the one to ask him because clients always don't know what they want. So I should have been the one to ask him, what is your vision, sir? In the next 10 years, do you have ideas? Do you want to expand? Do you want to bring in other things? You know, do you want to bring in other aspects? Okay, you are doing beauty spa, ma. Are you going to begin to produce your products later on? Is that part of your vision for your brand? What is the vision? Are you going to section into entertainment with that name? Are you going to move so that we know what we are working with? So we know the kind of designs we are bringing that will fit you even in times to come. Lack of vision is the reason why if a business mistakenly blossoms after a while, they go back into rebranding because their future, the logo they have in the future is still past. So they have to rebrand to now meet their standard. And that is also making them waste a lot of money that they shouldn't have wasted earlier if they had proper vision and they were working with a vision. All right. So you need to ask your clients, what is the vision for my brand? Okay. How do you want to be positioned in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years? That is going to help me create a design or create a logo, for example, that is going to meet up with the standards of your business, even after time. Okay, so that so that the only thing that can happen is, okay, see for example this MTN logo, when they did a rebrand, what and what did they rebrand? They just touched a few things and that was it. So the logo had potentials to fit in their present standard. So they just had to do a little touch ups here and there, and that was it. See Coke, see Pepsi, for example. What Pepsi had to do was just to minimalize their design more. But the whole idea, the whole concept was what was there right from time initial. All right. So your vision is important. The next thing you need to ask your brand is the mission. I hope you guys are following. If you are following, type following, please. Let me be sure. The next thing you need to ask your client is the mission. So let us assume that now you have a vision. You have a vision. The next thing is, how do you intend to achieve that vision? That is where mission comes in. Because you want to be sure as a designer that your client is not just saying he's going to expand. Your client is not just saying he's going to do this. Are there actionable steps to making sure that he or she is going to achieve that vision? And that is where mission comes in. All right. So what your mission is that your mission is a short, long-term actionable goal that you have for your market. Now, these short and long-term actionable goals is what is going to come all together that will result into your vision that you had. So if you say, if your Catherine said that in the next 10 years that she's going to produce her own product, and then she's going to move into um, Catherine farms, for example, and then move into exchange, that is Bitcoin and all of that. Then she wants all um all her business to be in the name Catherine or Catherine companies, for example. The next, after you have gotten the whole idea of her vision for the brand, the next thing is mission. Okay, man, no problem. Right. So what is like that next question? Okay, what is like your mission, like in the next 2 years, next 3 years? What are the actionable steps you are going to be taking? Because these things are also supposed to be contained in the identity documents, the style guide that you're going to create. And maybe you have learned about style guide. I don't know, but if you've not, you may still learn about brand style guide. So the vision of the brand and the mission of the brand is also contained in the style guide. That is part of the presentation the company gives to the public. That's part of the presentation they give to the audience. So it is also important to have it reflected. All right. So the next thing is problem. A business without a problem is a fun fair. All right. Every charismatic brand is in the business of solving a problem or a set of peculiar problems. Okay. So any brand that does not seek to solve a problem is still joking. Any brand that does not seek to solve a problem is still joking. Is still doing rehearsal, none of that. So you need to identify what problem are you trying to solve as Catherine's beauty farmer. Okay. So if you are starting out, it's advisable to be generic and intend to solve the problem in your market. Okay. So try as much as possible to ask your clients what problem are you going to solve, ma? Because the problem will define the area which your design is going to come from. The problem is going to define the angle through which you are going to create marketing flyer. You know, making sure that you are solving a problem. The problem is going to define the unique selling points of the business, because every business is supposed to come with a unique selling point, and that unique selling point is directed towards a kind of problem that they want to solve. Okay, so I'll leave it there. If you want to have better understanding, pay for the brand strategy for creative sports and we deal on unique selling point, unique selling proposition. All right, so where am I? Yeah, I'm in problem. So you need to ask your client, what problem are you going to solve, sir? Okay, as a beauty spa, blah blah blah. What kind of problems are you going to solve? What set of problems do you intend to solve? Let us be sure that you are coming into the market with something unique. Let us be sure you are coming to the market with a problem to solve. Even when there are thousands of beauty spa, there is something you are coming into the beauty spa market to solve, and that is what is going to stand you out as a business. These are the things you tell them. All right. So so the next thing is value. Network I rebuke in Jesus' name. Amen. You're the same person that said network I rebuke in Jesus' name yesterday, Abby. Alright, so the next thing is value. Every business thrives on value. Remember we talked about yesterday, we talked about value. When we are saying that you need to have your values, people need to hear about you, people need to know the kind of value you have. We're talking about excellence, customer service, professionalism, and all of that. Yes, every business thrives on value. Okay. So you need to ask your clients this simple question: what value or set of values do you uphold as a business? Value will affect the kind of color you use in your design. Value will affect the kind of shapes you use in your design. Value will affect the kind of arrangements you use in your design. Value will affect the kind of font you even use in your design. Yes. When the value of a brand is professionalism, you don't have any business using script fonts, because you have an idea that they are professional. So you can be going for serif font. I don't know if you guys have done typography and all of that. So you should be going for serif font, knowing that the value of this brand is professionalism. That is one of their values. So you need to know the values. That is going to affect the kind of elements you are going to use in the design. All right. So is the brand um, does it have good customer service? Customer service, that means they are friendly, they have a homely nature. So if they have homely nature, it then means that the kind of shape you are going to use, for example, if you must use rectangles in the design, then the edges of the rectangle must be curved, because it has a feel of homeliness, just like the ones I have in my slide here. You see the edges of my rectangles, they are curved. The one that is housing the whole purpose, vision, mission, and all of that. So you see how they are curved, because it has a sense of homeliness, they are welcoming and all of that. So you need to have that at the back of your mind. You need to ask those questions. When you get their values, you make research. Try and know elements that resonate with the value of the brand. so that even without saying the word, once people see the design, they have a feel of the value of the brand. All right. Hope you guys are learning. So it's really important. So, like I said, brand values are simple set of guiding principles that shape every aspect of your business. That they are just guiding principles. It's the principles upon which your business stands. Okay. So ask your clients what are your brand values. Where's my cook? Hey, where's my hair? Wow, my cook has finished. So this like this class finished. So let me just get water instead. All right. So let's move on. So where am I? Values. Values. Now we are done with internal branding. So we've talked about purpose, we've talked about vision, we've talked about mission, we've talked about problems, and we've talked about value. All right. So um you need to have this information because it's going to guide you. There is nothing sweeter than having a good information about a business before you jump into the design. And that's one problem we have with our designers. So just get into design space. So they get the gig from a client and they just rush into their design tool or software. No. See, let me tell you this. It's not part of my slide. Design is divided into three stages. Hmm? Yeah. Design is divided into three stages. We have the pre-design stage, we have the design stage, and we have the post-design stage. All right. So the pre-design stage is the stage where you gather all information about the business. The pre-design stage is the stage where if it is a brand you want to create, the pre-design stage is the stage where you gather information that will help you form what we call the internal brand or the internal strategy. We talk about the purpose, the vision, the mission, the problem, the values, the why, the what, the who are the target audience, all of those things. All of those things. You ask questions, why target audience? That that I even forgot, yeah, it's true, target audience too. Alright, so but that target audience comes under problem. When you know the kind of problem they want to solve, is going to advance into knowing who the target audience are. Alright, so I didn't say that, but thank God I remembered it. So that is the pre-design stage. It is in the pre-design stage you now begin to make research to have good understanding. So you've gotten this information, the internal branding, the purpose, the vision, the mission, the problem, the target audience, the values. You now go on to begin to make research about related businesses. Okay. Well, we're still talking about catering beauty spa. So this is the stage where you now go online and begin to search for other beauty spas, search for other beauty spas and try to see similarities and try to pick out ideas. You search for values. So if the business says their value is excellence, you check for identity elements that talks excellence, that speaks excellence, the kind of font that speaks excellence, the kind of colors that speaks excellence, the kind of shapes that speaks excellence. So this is where you make all the research you have to make as much as possible because you want to make sure your design is not just beautiful, but your design yields results. Your design speaks the message of the brand at first glance. All right. So that is it about the pre-design stage. You make all the research you have to make. And then when you are done with the pre-design stage, you create your mood board and all of that. That is when you now get to design stage, which is the main design itself. So at this point, you are designing based off the information you have. You have good knowledge of what you are going into. You have concepts you are going to try, and then you begin to work on it. Begin to do your sketch. If it's a logo design, do your sketch, then you begin to vectorize them, begin to try out the colors you've you've picked, try out a lot of things, be very flexible in your design process. All right. Then after that, you now move to the post design stage. Post design stage, before you send out your design to your client, you need to have a few persons to critique your work because there are things you would not see that others will see. All right, so you have few persons, especially your chiefs, your bosses, your trainers who critique your work, who go through the style guide if it's a brand you're creating. Check out the tiger. Check out if the vision, the mission, the problem, the values resonate with the designs you are making. All right. So when you do that, that is now when you send to your client, and all of that. So have that at the back of your mind. So let's quickly move on to what we have next. So we've talked about internal branding. The next thing is creativity. Okay. The next thing is creativity. This is where brand vision comes to play. Okay, let me just take some water. Since my coke has finished, let me just take water. All right. So, like I was saying, creativity. This is where brand visuals come to play. All the factors that strategically come to play to give your business a face, to give that business a face, is what we call the creative aspect of the business or the creative aspect of the brand. So, when you've done your whole internal branding, Google to go, Kini Kini, and all of that, you now go on to the next stage, which is creativity. So, you have information that will fuel your creative process. Okay, and this is where we talk about brand identity. This is what we talk about brand identity. So your brand identity is simply the face of your brand. So the brand identity of Catherine's Beauty Spa is simply the face of Catherine's Beauty Spa. Okay, and there are different elements that foster easy recognition of the business. All right. Now, let me tell you something. It is very wonderful to have a strategy. It's very wonderful to have internal branding. We'll talk about all the internal branding that we've talked about. But then it's best to have a wonderful image that is synced with the internal branding. Okay? It is best to have that. It's best to have a wonderful image that works so well. Who says we cannot have a beautiful design that resonates so well with the branding? Who says so? All right. So if the brand is a startup, see the brand cannot afford not to be easily recognized. That is your work as a designer. Your work as a designer is to create a brand that makes it very easy for their customers to recognize. Right? All right. So you need to be able to creatively pass your brand strategy with compelling visuals. It's very important. So let us quickly look out for some of the elements to look out for when creating a brand identity. All right, some of the elements. These are some, not all, just a few that I picked out. Very important ones, though. Some of the elements to look out for when creating a brand identity. The first one is the color. Sorry, logo. Sorry, logo. The first one is the logo. All right. The next one, color, typography, message, tagline, and style. So we'll just quickly touch some of them. Now, the first one we'll talk about is the logo. All right. So logo is one of the most important brand identity. Yeah, it's one of the most. In short, it's the most important identity of a brand. Is the most important. Okay, actually, is the most important. The reason why people mistake logo for a brand is because of how important a logo is to your brand. That is why people will say brand is logo or logo is brand. That is why your clients will say, please, I want you to brand me. And what they mean is, I want you to give me a logo. It is because of how important a logo is to a brand. That is why people mistake it for branding, right? So it is one of the most important identity of a brand, especially for a startup. A logo is very important because it helps the audience recognize the brand amongst others. A logo, very important. This is very distinct and helps the audience recognize the brand amongst others. As a startup, most times the name can be forgotten. For example, we are saying Catherine's Beauty Spa. Most times I may forget the name Catherine's Beauty Spa. I may say, what's the name of that beauty spa again? I've forgotten the name. The name is in my head, but I cannot pronounce that name again. So it can easily be forgotten. But you see logo, especially when the logo is good, you can hardly forget a logo. All right. Yes, especially when the logo meets up to the standard of a good logo, you can hardly forget the logo. That's why if I call um Coca-Cola now, you can easily visualize their logo. If I call Nike now, you can easily visualize their logo. If I call Adidas, you can easily visualize their logo. If I call Netflix now, you can easily visualize their logo because logo re- are recognized more, right? Because of how visually appealing it is when you do it so well. It has the ability to stick into people's head. Even sometimes when it's not visually appealing, yet it still has the ability to stick into people's head. So it's one of the most important identity system, right? People recognize logo even more than the brand name, right? So you need to put that in place. This one is the most important thing. So you know the logo is the brand ambassador. You know how we have ambassadors of different countries in different countries. Yeah, that's what your logo is. Your logo is your brand ambassador. It represents your brand in your absence, all right? Even in your presence too. So have that at the back of your mind. All right. So um let's just quickly just have a little talk on this same logo. Let's just digress a little on logo. So I created a mini slide here. I said a logo must be simple, relatable, and functional. So when you are creating your logo design, when you are creating a logo design for your clients, you need to have these three things at the back of your mind. It must be simple, it must be relatable, and it must be functional. Right? By simple, I mean it has to be as simple as possible. If you make a design, ask yourself, is this the most simple form that this logo can appear? If that's not the most simple form that the logo can appear, can you simplify it the more? It has to be in the most simplest form. Right? A complex logo, no matter how beautiful it looks, it will generate noise and it will be hard for your audience to memorize it. When you create a logo and it's very complex, you put um army quotes here. Okay, let us say beauty spa now. So because it's beauty spa, you now do circle now, and now you now use B. You now write B inside circle. Now put nail one side. Now put hair something one side. Now put skincare cutters. Now put this one. This one put this one. If the logo is complex, even if at the end of the day it's looking beautiful, it is still going to generate a lot of noise and it's going to be very hard for audience to memorize. It is going to be very hard for the audience to memorize. And once the audience resists to memorize a brand, they will not like to have association with the brand. Okay, a good logo gives people that feel to want to associate with the brand. So your logo must be simple. So you want your logo to be simple and sleek, something that can easily appeal to the mind of your audience and enhance memorability. Right? So most times, to avoid issues of simplicity, it's always advised to go for word mark logos because word mark is already in its simplest form. Okay, so it's because word mark is already in simplest form, so sometimes it's advised. But then, if if you must go for other um kinds of logo or types of logo, the whole abstract logo mark and all of that, it has to be very, very simple. All right, it has to be very simple. Now, the next thing is that it has to be relatable. All right, so your when your audience see or when your client sees the logo at first glance, the first thing they need to know is they need to have an idea of the niche or the market from which the logo is coming from, or where the logo is directed at. It has to be relatable enough. All right, so you cannot say you are doing a design for Catherine's spa and the logo is looking like a tech logo. It is not relatable. Right? That's why it's advised before you do these things, you make research and look for related companies or related beauty spa that you can pick ideas from. All right. So It's important that you create a logo that is relatable, that meets the market, not a logo that is trendy. Never ever, as a designer, work with trends when it comes to logo design. It is very bad because trends come and go. So when you create trendy logo, when that trend has gone, that logo will be out of the way. That logo will be out of the way. So when there's a wave of a new logo style or a new trend of logo, just ignore. Make sure your logo is relatable and works with your clients that can stand the test of time. So there was a time when there was this one that they used to put on inside wall. They will do mock up and put it inside one office wall or wooden wall and say this is logo. None of that. There was a trend. There was a time when more light on purpose. Are you serious? I should go back to purpose. Let me be done first, then you can ask questions. So um where was I again? See, I've been distracted. So it has to be relatable. So there was a time when it was all this wall logo up and down. So at some point, I felt like using hammer to break some of those walls or to break the head of these designers. Because why will you say you're a professional designer and you're designing based on trends? You don't design based on trends because trend will come and go. Trend will come and go. So your design has to be relatable. It has to be simple, and then it has to be functional. Now, by functional, what we are saying is, can your design be used in a lot of places and it still maintain its quality? So when you use design on a web page, when you use the logo on a book, when you use the logo on an ebook, when you use the logo on a flyer, is it still going to be functional across different sites? When it is printed on a billboard, is logo still going to be functional? That is when we talk about functionality. So you test it. You test that you have the ability to test your logo. That's why mockups are important. So use mockup now to test the logos. Use a lot of ideas, to make sure your logo is functional enough so that your client don't complain that this logo where you do for me, not really fit for this kind of thing and all of that. So you need to be sure your logo is functional enough. All right, so uh let's go back. So color. When we talk about color are emotional elements. Okay, the emotional element, sorry, and you need to treat them as such. And at every point in a brand's journey, the color, mm, or the set of colors you are associated with determines the kind of emotional attachment that their audience will have with the brand, right? Colors are emotional elements, very emotional elements. When you see a design that has red, it speaks energy. When you see a design that has yellow, it speaks happiness. Okay? When you see a design that has green, it speaks life or agriculture. You know, when you see a design that has white, it speaks professionalism. Are you seeing it? So look, colors are emotional elements. So you need to know how to use colors to fit the brand you are creating. All right. So different colors they speak different values also. So some colors talks about professionalism, some color talk like blue now. Blue is the corporate color. So when you use blue in your design, when you use blue as a design for a brand, you are making sure that that brand is a corporate brand. Okay. For example, when you use blue for a real estate brand, it works. When you use blue for a marine agency or stuff like that, because of the blue sea, it works. When you use sky blue for a cleaning agency, it works. Do you understand now? Are you seeing how colors come into play? So colors are emotional and they speak different values and different emotion. So don't use wrong colors to speak another kind of value. You'll be attracting the wrong kind of audience. For example, if if you are a car brand, if you are designing for a car brand and you are using shiny colors like yellow, you'll be attracting children to the brand because that color does not speak with men that have money to buy a car. What are they doing with yellow color? What's their business with yellow? Do you understand? So colors are important. You need to know how to use colors properly. I need to know how to use the right colors to speak and attract the right kind of audience. The next thing we'll talk about is typography. All right. The next one we'll talk about is typography. Well, I'll not talk so much on typography. We should understand what typography is. Fonts. There are different kinds of font. I don't know if you guys have a class in typography or if you are still going to do. This is just an overview of brand identity here. There still has to be an in-depth when we talk about typography. We have different kinds of fonts. We have the serif font, we have the sans serif font, we have the display font, and we have the script font. Those are the four basic. The other kinds of those are the four basic. And then under each kind of font, there are families. Like your regular Montserrat, Nexalbold, they are all under the sans serif font. Then Times New Roman is under serif font. Then script font is any font that is script, like you're writing French handwriting or script. All right, and then the display font is those old traditional kind of font. All right, so um typography is important in design because it speaks the value of the design, also of the brand. It speaks the value of the brand. You'll not be using a script font for a professional design because they don't work hand in hand. Okay, you'll not be using a script font for a design that is saying their excellence, their values are excellence, professionalism, and all of that. It does not speak. You'll not be using a Times New Roman font, which is a serif font, for brands that are playful, that their brand value is one of their values is playful, maybe a children brand. So you need to understand typography. You need to make a research on typography, understand typography, the different kinds of typographies and families and font families, and how they work hand in hand to speak the value of the brand. All right. So the next thing is the message of the brand and the tagline. Tagline. Okay. Now, yeah, let me even talk about messaging and tagline. The message of a brand. You pick the message of the brand from the vision and mission. You need to ask your client, what is your brand message? Sometimes they don't know, so you have to help them define a brand message. I really don't know if this class is recorded. I would love to have a recording of this session. Like, I would love to have a recording of this session. And some things I'm saying that my God, I'm calmly saying these things, but they are raw value. So you need to have the brand message. It's really important. You need to have the brand message. You need to ask your clients, what is your brand message? If you don't have, you can create a brand message for them, looking out from their vision, their mission, and all that. You'll be able to know what is the brand message. And this is how you know a brand message. This is how you create a brand message. It's very simple. The brand message is just a combination of what the company what the company is, what they do, and how what they do is going to help people in a specific way. It's as simple. So let us try out something with Catherine's Beauty Spa. So the name is Catherine's Beauty Spa. So we are Catherine's Beauty Spa. We are a 7-star beauty spa, and we are here to help you get into your style. For example, get into your desired style without needing to break the bank. So we help you get into your desired style without needing to break the bank. That is a message. So anytime I'm thinking of, I need to get into my style, I need to look good, but I don't have enough money. The first company that comes to my mind is Catherine's Spa, because they said that their message is what, to help you get into your style without needing to break the bank. So they need to have a message, and that message needs to be designed. This is your brand message. They spread it across so that once I remember, um I need to get into style. I need to fix my nails if I'm a lady. I need to do my pedicure and manicure, but I don't have so much money at hand. How do I go about it? The first company that comes to my mind is Catherine's Beauty Spa, because they say their message is that they help you get into style without needing to break the bank. All right. Tagline is very simple. Some companies have taglines, and that is what keeps them in check. That's what keeps them. That's what drives them. That's what drives their audience also. For example, the Nikes "Just Do It" is a tagline. They have a message, but then they were able to streamline their message into one tagline. So when you say Nike, remember "Just Do It." None of that. I think Coca-Cola is what something about sharing happiness and none of that. That is the tagline. So the business can have a tagline that drives their audience to want to use their product. So you can check different companies and different taglines, and it gives you an idea of the kind of tagline you are going to create for your clients. All right. Then we talk about style. Every brand has a style. The originality of a brand is in the style of the brand. So even if you've made the design, you've made the research, sorry, you've made all the research you want to make in this life, a brand needs to have its own style. So your work is to create a style that befits the brand, that is unique to the brand. You pick out elements from different areas and create a style that befits the brand. On that style, we'll talk about the brand tone, the brand voice, and all of that. I will not talk about it here. You can meet me in the brand strategy for creative course, and you have an in-depth knowledge on brand tone and brand voice and all of that. All right, so we'll just hang it for their style. It's very important. All right, so I said I was going to end by 10:24, and it's 10:24. And as God may have it, this should be one of my last slides. So, like I said, so we talked about the different elements of design: the logo, the color, the typography, the message, the tagline, the style, and every other thing. Packaging, all right? When we talk about the mock-ups, you know, it's called deliverables. Yeah, it's called deliverables. So you do deliverables. It's very important. Yeah, the originality of your brand is in the style of the brand. So you do deliverables. It's very important to do deliverables. That is mock-ups. You can mock up the brand logo and maybe the tagline in a cup, or the mock-ups that is relating to the brand. So if it's a beauty spa, maybe the you can do a that what do they call it again? Signpost. You can do a mock-up for a signpost. You can do a mock-up for their apron. You can do a mock-up for, say, some different beauty products, so that they can see what their logo or brand identity looks like in some of these mock-ups and some of these logos. Usually that's the best way to present your logo. That's the best way to present your branding. You don't just send out the logo like that. You send it with deliverables in a style guide. So the style guide contains everything about business. The style guide contains the color palette, the color choice, the logo, the logo rationale. That is how you came about the logo, the idea about the logo, what the logo is talking about. The elements of the logo, the color, what the color speaks, the message of the brand, the vision of the brand, the values of the brand. Style guide contains all of that. Then we'll go into photography, how the logo looks in different areas. Okay, that's where we talk about the deliverables, the mock-ups, and all of that. So you generate a style guide that has all of this information, and that's what you are going to present to your client. It's going to reduce the way clients reject your brand, right? So it's really important. Okay, very good. So let me quickly talk about brand strategy for creatives. I'm rounding up already. Brand strategy for creatives. If you are into the creative industry, all right, and you would not want to spend so much time trying to figure out your way to the top, then one of the things you need is brand strategy for creative. So you're going to learn how to strategically position yourself as a creative that truly, excuse me. Okay, I'm back. So you're going to learn how to strategically position yourself as a creative that truly deserves to be paid more for your services. Okay, you deserve to be paid more for your services. Okay, so if you have got to this point, can you just type in the comment section brand strategy for creatives? All right, oh yeah, everybody, brand strategy for creative. Then be sure you're following me. Okay, I can see you favor brand strategy for creative. Who else is here? I think favor needs to win an award of the most active student in this class so far, both yesterday and today. The most active, yeah. Even in the other session I had with King David, I think favor needs to win the most active. All right, so if you have gotten this point, just type brand strategy for creative. Let me be sure you're following. All right, so like I said, it's a course that is designed to help you strategically position yourself as a creative that truly deserves to be paid more for your services. We have amazing trainers. I've started shooting. We're supposed to shoot today, but I had to move it to tomorrow because of this particular session. So we'll continue our shooting tomorrow. We have number one and number two. That is TJ Chijioke Otipa and Anna Marie White tomorrow. We'll take up their sessions tomorrow. We have done about three, and then we keep doing. So by next week, we are done compiling, we are done creating all our videos, and then we'll start up order for 10,000 naira. But it is still on now for 5,000 naira. So these are the few things you're going to learn in the class. Okay, you learn how to develop a working strategy for you and your client. You learn how to understand customer psychology and how to create a buyer persona. You also learn how to manage toxic clients, attract and retain clients for more profits. Okay. You learn how to position your brand properly in the marketplace. You also learn how to create your unique brand identity. You learn how to communicate your brand effectively to your desired audience. You learn how to manage your brand over time and make sure you do not go off the radar. This is a problem for people. They go on, they go off, they go on, they go off. They get clients today, they don't get clients in the next 2 months. What is wrong? Right. So you learn how to manage your brand over time and make sure that you're consistently getting clients as much as possible. You also learn how to get paid in dollars with a proper freelancing strategy, right? So you learn how to leverage social media to build a strong brand, and also you learn how to create your own creative agency for people who want to create big and massive creative agencies. You can also learn how to do that and a lot more. It's because of the space that I could not even write down all the things that you will learn how to do in the training, in the course, and it's pre-recorded, so you don't need to always like you don't need to beat time or whatever it is. So it is with your time, with your pace. You can wake up in the morning and just plug your earpiece and do your design and you're learning. All right, it has the audio version and it has the video version also. All right, so the course fee is 10,000 naira. Okay, the course fee is 10,000 naira. I made an offer yesterday for those of us here who would want to get in for 4,000 naira. So I don't know. I'm thinking of still leaving it open tonight. I'm just thinking. So if you are ready to register today, it's supposed to be for 5,000 naira pre-order, but then you can get in for 10,000 naira. Sorry, for 4,000 naira if you're ready to get in this night. But from tomorrow, I'm not gonna be with you guys. So from tomorrow, you can get it for 5,000, and the course comes with a follow-up group where you have the opportunity to connect with all the trainers, ask questions and receive answers. So my plan is not just to create a course and leave you. My plan is to create a course and we stay together to make sure that you receive results. You ask as much questions as possible and work together to make sure you receive your desired result. All right. So what next? Now the next thing is for you to register for brand strategy for creatives course. It's really important for you and it's something you need if you don't really want to struggle in the online market. I remember that I said yesterday that I was going to talk about how to work with toxic clients. So I'll just talk a few things because of my time. Yeah, I'll just say one or two things about how to work with toxic clients. Now, the first thing you need to know about working with toxic clients is that you need to create a system that will wear off unnecessary clients in your DM. You need to have something at the back of your mind that you must not work for everybody. Remember, we said it earlier yesterday that you need to know who you are called to serve. You're not called to design for everybody. So you need to have at the back of your mind, it's not every design job that you see that you must take, right? So you must not work for everybody. So you need to create a system that will sieve out some unnecessary clients and bring in value clients, clients that will understand your value and pay you for your value that is commensurate. So have it at the back of your mind that you need to create a system. That is one. Secondly, when you are conversing with a client, never ever get never ever get the client to feel like you need his or her money. Right? That's one thing you need to know. See, you need to understand that you are not broke. You have value. Your design is value enough. This is how I used to analyze my design. If I make a design for a client and the client pays me off, so let us say assuming my price is 10,000 naira now, and a client pays me 10,000 naira for a design, he has paid me off, right? But the value I'm going to give his brand with my design will stay for a very long time and even give him more money than the 10,000 naira he has paid me. So that means that I am even more valuable than my client. Are you seeing what are you getting it? So that means that you are even more valuable than your client. So when you're discussing with your client, don't discuss with them giving them the feeling that you need their help. You are not working for them, you are working with them. Have it at the back of your mind. When you meet a client, you are not working for your client, you are working with your client to help them get their own desired results. All right? So that is why you need to ask questions. Okay, don't be all about the money. Don't be all about the money. So ask questions. Okay, what's the point about? I want to see how much I can come in to help you and then get your desired result. So what is it about the brand? What do you tend to achieve in design? All those questions and all of that is really important. Now, another thing you can do to work with clients is to create contracts. I said this in the other class. You need to create what we call contracts. Yeah, I even forgot. That's one of the things we're going to talk about in brand strategy for creative. How to create a contract. I will give you a template to creating contract. No matter how big or small the design gig is, you need to create a contract because when you create a contract, it gives your client no room to mess up with you because in the contract you state things that you can do and things that you cannot do. Okay, you state your your offers, the offers you can do when the price is at this or at that, and the things you cannot do. Right? You state what and what will happen that can end this contract. You state how much the client needs to pay before you start your work. You also state your deadline schedules. So when you do all these things and state it in the contract and your client signs it, your client does not have any reason to play with you because you guys are working on a contract basis. Are you seeing this? So work with contracts. If you don't really know how to effectively work with contract, then you can sign up for the brand strategy for creative course and you also learn how to work with contract. So there are a lot of things you can do to minimize shege from your clients. For those who have not started seeing shege, please take all my advices now and begin to work strategically position yourself so that you don't go and see shege from clients. I have a friend that well, my God, Nigerian clients are very wicked though. I have a friend that he did the design for a client, a logo design. He did a very beautiful sketch. I was there with him. We did the sketching together. So he did the sketching of that, sent to the client. The client declined and said, "What is this nonsense?" The client told him what she wanted. He went back again and redesigned everything, sent it to the client. The same thing happened. He had to do the design over and over again. At the end of the day, he had to do a refund. He had to make a refund. You see that he has lost his time, he has lost his energy, and he did not still get the money. Why? There was no contract guiding the design process. I've had that experience also. In fact, mine was even painful. Mine was painful when I did design for a very popular celebrity. The name withheld. Very popular celebrity. Not even not online coach. I mean a celebrity, a music celebrity. So I did design for one very popular music celebrity, and The person who I was conversing with was the manager, not the person directly. So I was working with the manager instead. So I did the design and I sent it to them and they declined. All right. And immediately they asked for a refund. I said, what is it you want? Because I asked questions, right? I asked you all the questions I needed to ask you, the manager, and you told me what I should do. Then you sent the design to your boss, and your boss said that is not what you told him to do. Whose fault is it? Is it my fault or your fault? Now, you have given me the things your boss wants. All right, allow me to redesign it now. They refused. I said I should refund the money. If that was then, it cannot happen now again. So if I had a contract that was guiding that design process, nothing would have made me refund that money. Okay. The much I can do was I would have permitted them for a one-time correction or a two times correction stated in my contract, such that they have the opportunity to receive one or two, to do one or two feedbacks and corrections, and that is just the end of it. And if they don't still like it, they can go ahead and pay another designer for the job. I have done mine because the work is service for money, time for money. All right, so you need to work with contracts. It's going to save you a lot of stress. It's going to save you a lot of shaggy. Like I said, if you really don't know how to create contracts, you can sign up and then we'll give you an extensive, detailed training on contracts and how to work with it. All right. So thank you very much for having me. These 2 days has been amazing with you. I really hope you got value. All right. This is just a tip of what you can get when you work and learn with me. So for those of you who have not connected with me, do well to reach out to me. All right, it's very important. I'm so excited for doing this with you. I'm already missing all of you now. I'm missing you guys. By God, I feel like crying. So I'm missing you guys already. Thank you so much for having me. All right. I would love to see you guys again sometime in the future. I would love to talk. I love teaching. I love talking about brand. I love teaching. I would love to still see you guys again. I miss you guys. Thank you very much for having me. And I really hope you got value. Thank you, Lawrence, for the opportunity to teach in this training for these 2 days. I am so I'm so grateful and I'm so excited. All right. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Favor, for being the most consistent student since yesterday. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Sam. We appreciate. Thank you, Sam, for carrying us in a journey of value since yesterday. It's been a wonderful experience. So, our boss, appreciate him. Yeah, thank you so much, Favor. Favor, you've made our boss to notice you so much. Don't worry, you have a gift from me. Personally, you have a gift from me. Okay, I love what you're doing. I'm seeing you and I love what you're doing. It's beautiful, it's nice. Wow, okay, without wasting much of our time, I think the class has taken about 1 hour 40 minutes. Wow, Jesus. It's been a wonderful experience with Sir Carlo Nestor. A wonderful experience, a wonderful journey. And tomorrow, guys, we continue. We're having another wonderful personality that will be coming in. Meanwhile, let me say this: the brand strategy for what is it again? I can't even remember it. Let me check it. The course is offering to us is just showing us that the money is too good. The course is offering to us is too available at the rate of 4,000. So if you've not gotten that course, best advice, please do. It's very, very important. Just imagine these 2 days we've been with him. Don't say I do not tell you. Well, I still want to thank him. It's not easy. Um, we've come to today's section. We'll be ending tonight's class here and now. We'll be ending it here and now. God, we thank you. Please, if you know you've been with us since we started, can you indicate by dropping your name so I can see you? If you know you've been with us since we started today, can you drop your name so I can see you? Your name, can you drop it so I can see you? Yeah, thank you, Favor. Thank you. If you know you've been with me since we started this course, can you drop your name? Can we be fast, please? We are late. This to 11, and I know some of you wants to go and sleep. So if you know you've been with us since we started and we are ending, please can you drop your name immediately? Okay, Feb, I'm seeing you. Who else? I'm seeing 5 persons here, and it's only Feb that I've been typing. It's well, oh. Okay, seems like I will not be waiting for anyone. Let's just end tonight's section. Oh my God, my head on full. My head is filled up. Jesus, Jesus. The value is too much. The value is too much. Okay, we'll be ending tonight's section. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same venue, my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that immediately. And don't forget to like this video, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow. And this tomorrow we'll be having Sir Eze David. He's another powerful person I've come across in the online space. And that's why anytime I'm having anything online, I love to pull in because the guy is filled with something. Like his name should be called Value. His name should be called Value. We should even change it from Easy David to Value because it's filled with value. So please don't forget, don't miss tomorrow. Don't miss tomorrow, okay? I believe it's going to be taking us either 2 or 3 days, and it's something that is going to help a lot too. It's something that is going to help a lot too. So let's not miss it. Okay, guys, see you guys tomorrow. As I said, same time, same venue. And if you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. Good night, everyone, and God bless you.